This is a working activity, okay? So just bear with me and get your phone out. Okay, on your table, you're gonna find something that looks like this. When you're getting your phone out, I want you to get a pen out or be prepared to share a pen. It's gonna take us 4 or 5 minutes. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna share our social media with each other. There's a lot of news that we get, and you're probably like, man, I wish I could share this information with somebody else. So, you know, part of Republican Women is to educate ourselves, so this is one way we're gonna do it. So once you get your phone out, you get your pen and your paper, I want you to, at the top, we don't need your name, it can be anonymous, but I want you to go on your Facebook, and I want you to think about or look in your Facebook account if you're on Facebook, and write down what people you follow or what groups you follow, and write them down on the piece of paper. But I need you to keep it very simple for me because we're kind of a simple organization. So if you're not a Facebook follower, okay, but maybe you're a Twitter person, okay, then underneath your Twitter heading, I want you to write those things down too. So conservative, specifically, we'd like to know the people that you're following or the groups that you're following in Idaho and or Coeur d'Alene. But if you want to put some national groups on there, that would be fun as well. So everybody have your phone out, your fork down, and write for me down, start with your Facebook. Some of you might not be on social media at all, but you know, the media that we get in Coeur d'Alene, that paper that comes out, I'm sure some of you may get that, but some of you don't. There's also another paper called The People's Pen. I don't know if you've seen that or heard of that. It's written by conservatives. So we want to make sure if you want some conservative news that you follow that, or you get a subscription to that, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like $20 a year, and they're gonna deliver it 4 times a year. Am I correct? Does anybody know besides me guessing? No? Okay. So what we're gonna do with this information that you're giving to us is we're gonna consolidate it down, and then we're gonna give it back to you. So when you're like, oh, I like this, what we need you to do is help educate your friends and your family, right? And that way, this room will grow, our platform will grow, we can help grow our candidates' websites and pages, so make sure you put, if you're following a candidate, make sure you put those on there. Does that make sense? I know some of you are heavily involved in social media and some of you probably aren't. Yes, ma'am? Well, you can put other things too, but you know, I'd like to start with some local, and you know, and there's other social media platforms, right? Like Rumble. Anybody follow Rumble? If you haven't gotten on Rumble, I would highly suggest you download that app and get on Rumble. Twitter, yeah. And you know, maybe if you're a podcaster and you listen to some conservative podcasts, you could write those down for us too. We're just going to consolidate all this information, and then we're going to give it back to you. I think we're going to email it out so that you have it, so that you can get the news that you need and then the truth, and then we'll get it back. And then once you do that, if you find a Facebook page, I'm on Facebook a lot. What I find is when I go out in public, I filmed this for a few years, I'm pretty vocal. I don't say a lot, like I don't write a lot. I'm talking so you can keep writing, okay? So just keep writing. I don't write a lot about what I share. I'll say something like, check this out, cool, standing up for America, something like that. So they haven't found me yet, shut me down like some of you that I know. Because I don't write a lot, but I share it out. And then what happens to me is I go into groups like this, and I find that people will be like, oh, I love your post. I love that. And I'm like, well, if you love it, you need to share it. So I'm encouraging you. That's why we need this information from you, is we gotta get out of the wokeness, and we gotta push the truth. Okay? So please If you'll just leave those on your table, we'll collect them at the end. Thank you, come on.